I'm Nathan Boning. Now let's take a look at the NFL. Bears suffered a humiliating defeat Thursday at Lambeau Field, 10-23. Cardinals beat the Patriots 20-18, all thanks to a missed field goal. The Panthers beat the Saints 27-35. The Vikings had a heartbreak loss in the last 12 seconds from a 53-yard field goal. Their final, 20-23. In college football, there were two major upsets within the top 25. Number 2, USC lost to number 21, Stanford, 14-21. And number 10, Michigan State, couldn't get it in the end zone versus number 20, Notre Dame, with a final score of 20-3. You are now listening to Sports Unplugged with Leon Rogers.
The good doctor, Mr. Nate Boning, a.k.a. Young Manning. All you ladies out there. Nate, you single, man? You ain't going to get a lot of action. Not single? All right, Nate's taken, y'all. It's too bad. I was trying to whore him out. But young Manning is snatched up. So if his girlfriend was watching, hey, I was just playing.
Right.
He had no idea that I was going to do that.
Right.
Okay? I know how that goes. And they was like, nah, son.
I was going to say, you saw that look.
Chill out, B. He lost his Nate cool. You know, he was like, fam, I'm not on that. He went straight slang. He was like, nah, fam, I'm not on that. She's going to kill me. Welcome back to Sports Unplugged, man. That was Drake. I got money to blow. And, of course, the good doctor, Mr. Nate Boning. He'll be checking in with sports updates. Let's get into it, man. College football over the weekend. We had some great games. Some surprises and some I'm not so surprised. Honestly, I'll be honest with you.
Go ahead.
I was surprised with the USC-Stanford game. I really was.
It was at
I knew
Stanford.
it would be, but I knew it would be close to play. But I thought they would go in and handle the business.
Look, I don't know. When you go up against a good defense like they did, because Stanford has always had a good defense
and a great running game,
and you throw two picks, Matt Barkley.
Well,
I came here to with unfinished business.
Yeah, that ceases. He's never beaten Stanford in his college career.
At least the excuse before was they had Andrew
crazy,
Luck.
Right?
They had Andrew Luck the 3 years that he played against
his
him.
whole 4 years, he's never beaten Stanford.
Nope, 0-4.
And so there's guys that have played against him 4 years. You know, the trash talk down there had to be crazy.
Right.
Had to be crazy. Some other games, Ohio State, Cal. This Miller kid is nice. The quarterback for Ohio State.
Oh, man.
Can we talk Heisman with him?
Yeah. No, most definitely. You can most definitely talk Heisman. Look, the thing about Urban Meyer and his teams is that they destroy slower, unathletic teams, which is the Big Ten. That's why I think they're going to eat up the Big Ten this year. They're going to destroy the Big Ten this year. Okay.
He's going to recruit players at Ohio State like he's still recruiting in the SEC.
Now, like a friend of mine says, the difference is when the Florida Gators with Urban Meyer was dominant in the SEC, they had Percy Harvin on that team.
Yes, they did.
Who was a flyer.
They did.
Okay. After that, they kind of
got even. People even the gap.
Even with Tebow, they started losing. Exactly.
Right.
So Alabama handled them. Right. Everything kind of went downhill at that point. So my question is, do they have a guy with that kind of speed? Because the thing is, when I look at Ohio State, I think they can run the Big Ten. I really do.
But when they go
into that bowl game, I think it's gonna be the same old.
But I think.
But it's also sad that this Ohio State team can run the Big Ten. The Big Ten is terrible right now.
I think Urban Meyer is building towards that. I think as the years come, you'll see more speed get instituted in Ohio State's program. But I don't know, can he go and recruit Florida and Alabama?
I have my question
to
you. We said that in our first show. We said
don't want to play West Coast.
Exactly.
And it's Ohio State.
Exactly. Why would we go there? You know what I'm saying? But, Urban Meyer does have a good way of words, has a good...
There's hot chicks there, but it ain't as many hot chicks as it is in Florida State,
exactly.
Florida International, and Georgia Southern.
And they close all the time.
Because it's hot, it's warm. Let's continue. Speaking of Florida State, they left no doubt that they're the number 5 team in the nation. They dominate Wake Forest 52-0. No surprises in that.
Boy.
Did you see the drop that Arkansas took? I mean, they got pounded by Alabama.
They didn't have their starting quarterback in the game.
Yeah, okay, but still, they lost 52-0. It wouldn't have mattered.
They're done. Look, man, here's another thing. University of Louisiana, I believe Monroe.
Monroe. ULM.
ULM.
Yep.
They handled them, and then you saw they almost beat, who was it, Auburn?
Yes.
On Saturday as well.
Yes.
So ULM, they've been playing very well. So I'm not sure if it was just Arkansas being very bad. I don't know what is up with Arkansas. I really don't. But getting housed like that, not even being competitive, they might just suck.
Number 22, UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
Is Diddy's son getting tick?
No, he's redshirted.
Oh, okay. AKA, we'll keep your daddy around at the game.
Yep. Because Diddy at all the games, son ain't playing. Son is in the stands with him. What about?
But it's still some rock banners everywhere.
Right.
This is a college campus. You can't do that, Diddy. There's some rock banners falling out of the sky after each touchdown.
He throwing parties like
after parties. UCLA.
I'm like, what are we doing?
It's crazy. And you know it's LA.
And you know Justin losing his mind.
Oh, he's going crazy. The SEC is just the dominant conference.
And it has been.
And football. You got LSU.
And people thought that this year was going to change.
LSU number 3, Georgia number 7, South Carolina number 8, then, of course, Alabama number 1. I just, in this whole playoff thing, I'm pretty sure we're going to see at least 2 SEC teams there every year.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's a cap for it.
Yeah, that's a cap, and I think that's unfair. Let it play out how it plays out. If you got – so you mean to tell me, let's just say at the end of the year, your top 4 teams are SEC teams.
Okay.
So when you do the bowl games, you're going to make it so –
well, let's say
4 SEC teams won't get there because they're going to win their bowl game.
No, but let's look at it like this then. If you have your top 4 teams are SEC teams, only 2 of them making it into the SEC championship, right?
Right. So then you'll have 3. You could possibly have 3.
No, but what I'm saying is only 2 make it. I mean, just because there's 4, not all of them are going to make it in. I'm just saying.
So one might not make it in.
No, 2. If you have 4, if you have 2,
if you have 4, 2 are going to be in the SEC championship. So that one that loses in the SEC championship. Do you knock them out?
No, they probably come back. They probably come back into the playoffs.
Okay,
they probably make it into the playoffs.
That's 2 teams, but you still have 2 teams behind them though.
Right,
that are SEC teams. So why wouldn't they? And that's what I'm saying. If you didn't have the cap, it would be an SEC playoff.
I understand that, but I mean they're not going to do that. They're not going to allow that to happen. Oh no! There's too much money too much jack on the line.
But don't they have to share it anyway?
Do you think the conferences would allow that because the BCS is going to be done?
Get better.
The conference ain't going to allow that because they know what the SEC is doing right now, and they know that nothing's going to change. Because think about it. As tough as the time that Matt Barkley had against Stanford, which is a good, solid defense,
what is he gonna
ain't
do
no athletes on that team.
Or LSU
ain't no athletes on that team, I can tell you that much. So Matt Barkley wasn't not going to do anything with Alabama or LSU.
Let's talk Clemson. You think the sophomore receiver shot at the Heisman, or is it more so Taj Boyd will get the credit for what they're doing with that offense over there?
Clemson, let's see.
They had Sammy Watkins, I think his name is, the freshman receiver who was awesome. And now...
Right. Clemson. Now, let's talk about Clemson.
As a whole.
They're going to be out of contention by week 7. They always do this, man. They always start off really good.
They're number 11 right now.
Okay,
so who are some of your Heisman guys then?
My Heisman guys?
Yeah.
It's week 2. I have none. Literally, I have none. There's no one to look at. Who have they played? Who's anyone played? What was the big game? It was Alabama, Michigan. What'd you get out of that? The whole defense?
What about Emmanuel?
He played Savannah State. I don't care about that. I don't have a Heisman list. Braxton Miller. Who's he played? UCF. That's nice.
I would have said I would have said the quarterback from Tennessee, but he just lost.
Yeah. I mean, give me until they can get into some. We haven't had any good games yet, man. Have we had a good game?
What about Manatee Teo from Notre Dame, the linebacker?
My heart's out to the brother because his grandmother died and his girlfriend died in like within 2 days.
Ain't that crazy?
Within 2 days, and he had an awesome game against Michigan State.
That's nuts.
But get at me in week 5, week 5,
7.
week 6, week 7 when the BCS comes out.
Let's talk about Notre Dame.
Too much.
Notre Dame and Michigan State. Number 20 Notre Dame goes into Michigan State and gets the win.
Michigan State, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
20-3.
Because look, I'm not a fan of this Notre Dame team. I don't think they're that good.
All.
And Michigan State, you were the last you were the last shot the Big Ten had. Last shot the Big Ten had to do anything this year with any of the time.
Right.
Go away. Big Ten just go away. Yeah. Let Ohio State, who can't get into any bowls, who can't do anything, who shouldn't even be allowed to be ranked personally. I think if you're not getting into any bowls or getting any kind of accolades, what are you getting ranked for?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and I want Ohio State to get to number one. That's what I want. I want Ohio State the number one team in the country. Yeah, if we're going to rank them, I'm just saying. That's what I'd love to see. I'd love to see Ohio State get the number one team in the country and can't do nothing with it.
That's wishful thinking.
They can't do nothing with it because they're going to run through the Big Ten. That's what the Big Ten does. The Big Ten plays against each other. They know they have two dominant teams. One of the dominant teams probably run the table and become number one in the country just because they ran the table in their
which is so weak.
That's how Ohio State got into the championships like maybe 2 or 3 times by running through a weak Big Ten.
Right.
And then they get housed in the championship game.
Except the Big Ten back then wasn't as weak as it is now.
Maurice Claret, yeah, that team, okay, whatever.
Yeah, the Big Ten then wasn't as weak as it is now. This is probably the lowest the Big Ten has ever seen. You think that Big Ten back then when Maurice Claret was as weak as now?
I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it wasn't weak.
But the other ones?
I'm not saying it wasn't weak.
The other time when they got housed by Florida and then housed by who was it that destroyed them also? They got housed twice in the national championship game. Right. Nah, not having it. Nah. That was a weak Big Ten. Because the thing about other bowl games, they got housed. When the Big Ten in the second week went all and played them Pac-10 teams,
they got
housed.
Yeah.
Housed. Done. Yeah. Big Ten is garbage.
So what's the second best conference in college football?
Doesn't matter.
To your mind.
Doesn't matter. Because the SEC, SEC's God. That's what matters.
I say break the SEC up and start throwing some of these teams in other conferences. And see if they, like Vanderbilt, could come to the Big Ten and put numbers up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The SEC is just a dominant, and nothing's going to change.
Shout out to Northwestern, though.
Huh?
They've looked good their first 2 games.
Okay.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get a Midwest
versus Syracuse of the Big East.
I'm trying.
What a power! What a football power! The Big East.
I'm trying.
They lost Notre Dame also.
Man, I'm trying to get it.
It's nothing. It's nothing. We're going to the NFL where real football is being played.
When we come back, man, NFL scores, updates. We'll also have some picks for next week later on in the show. You're listening to Sports Unplugged, brought to you by Wingstop. Get sauced and tossed, man. Sports Unplugged. Follow us at Sports Unplugged on Twitter or go to WGCI.com. Keyword Sports Unplugged. Come on.